Hello, welcome to another Renegade Detroit Investor TV. My name is Jeremy Burgess and I have my good friend Mr. Todd Waller.
Hello.
One of the few real estate agents I like. Anyway, he's here today and he was very gracious. We've had a lot of agents show up at RDI the last 6 months, and you know I like what you do, and that's why I bribed you. I thought maybe we could impart, a little wisdom on these agents. If I can't get them investing, maybe we can make them better agents. So I appreciate this. So I got a few questions. Known you for a couple of years now, Todd. I really like how integrated your systems are. When I say that, I mean from email to text to Facebook to Google Plus. I guess what really attracted me to you was that I felt like I knew you before I even knew you, and I think that's a testament to your marketing campaigns and what you do on Facebook. So I don't know. Let's talk about social media a quick minute and impart some wisdom here.
Sure. So thank you for the bribe today. It was awesome. I appreciate that immensely, Jeremy. And you speak a lot of truth. It's wonderful to have someone call out, reach out and say, hey, we want to chat with you and pick your brain a little bit. Jeremy, you've done this a couple of times, and we've talked about social media in the past, specifically though for real estate agents who are looking to integrate social media into what it is that they're currently doing. The average agent, or at least the stereotype of the average agent out there, is that we wander around in our screaming shiny Cadillacs and we pass out business cards like a son of a gun, and we tell everybody about the latest deal that we did, or the transaction that we nailed down, or the listing that we just secured. I hate to tell you this, agents, that's not what the consumer is necessarily looking for. There is this wonderful adage called WIIFM, what's in it for me? And I think we need to, as agents, keep that in the back of our mind, actually really in the front of our mind, quite frankly, and start from there. What consumers, real estate consumers, are looking for is not just information, because there's a whole bunch of that out there and they can find that very easily, but what consumers are looking for is that professional that can take that information and point the consumer to the good information, number one, but then two, can analyze that information. But backing up to Jeremy's original question, how do you integrate some of the social media stuff into this? Well, number one, you kind of have to remember where you're starting from. You're not out there to promote your listings. You're not out there to promote you as the primary reason to be involved in social media. Your primary, let me put it another way. My primary involvement in social media is to provide information that I know is good about our area market to people who happen to want to follow me along. And you know what, just as we were walking over here to shoot this video, I've got a Facebook message, private message from somebody who has said, almost literally raised their hand and said, Todd, I need help. I need to buy this over here. I haven't interfaced with this person in probably 6 months, but we follow each other and we talk across different comments on Facebook, for example. So I know what this person does and they darn well know what I do, but I'm not out there beating the bushes saying I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread as a real estate agent. I'm out there looking literally into the camera saying, as a real estate consumer, I think you need to know exactly what's happening in the marketplace right now, and here's the good data. So if you're thinking about social media and where to begin, start there and craft that first. Tinker with it, play with it. And yes, it's okay every now and again to promote your listing now and again, but don't do that primarily. You need to put your consumer first, not you.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I've never even seen you ask on any social media, hey, if somebody's trying to list their house or you're looking for a buyer, send them my way. No. It's always education, and then the occasional listing presented incredibly professionally in a way that even I'm interested in it, and I don't even want to live in the burbs. So, yeah, I just want to emphasize that point. I got those people just crushing me with their listings. I'm like, how's that working for you? Okay, so the social media part is cool. Let's talk a little bit more about technology, because sure. I think the social media thing, it's not the past, but it's the present. I think the technology is probably more the future.
Sure.
And if you can maybe elaborate a little bit on the technology you're using and how you're doing it successfully,
Sure.
I think it'd be a lot of benefit to these new agents.
By all means. So I think newer agents, i.e. Agents that are maybe younger than the average agent right now, I think if I can impart myself into that group, we have an advantage because we are almost digital natives. Actually, folks younger than me technically are digital natives. So utilizing a smartphone is not that difficult. It's almost second nature. Utilizing a tablet alongside of a laptop, these are the three key pieces in my arsenal. I've got my briefcase behind me, and technically wherever I take my briefcase, I have my office. I could sit down right here and put together a transaction if necessary, or I could sit down here and put together marketing for a home that may be going on the market in the next couple of days. So to those who are starting off in real estate and are trying to figure out, where do we go, what do we do, I got to tell you right off the top, a smartphone and knowing how to utilize it very well is a key. If you can efficiently run a transaction off of your smartphone, you're done. You've got it, and it's just called patience and moving forward. When somebody calls me and I don't know their number, I don't know their name, but I just see their number, once I hang up, the very simple thing to do is put their name in with that number so that the next time they call you, you don't pick up the phone and say, hey, who is this? You can pick up the phone and say, hey, Mary, it's good to hear from you again. Just something that small puts in the mind of the consumer you're about them, not yourself. So when it comes to technology, smartphone is number one. I personally enjoy the Apple ecosphere. Yeah, I'm kind of locked into that, but it just works and I don't have to tinker with anything else. That's my preference. I'm also rocking a little bit of an iPad, not the mini, but the Apple iPad 2. And I run my presentations off of that. So when I'm sitting with a listing agent, when I'm sitting with a listing client, I'm walking through my marketing system with them, and I'm also walking through the market analysis with my clients at that point. And hearing from title people and lenders and even some clients recently, I'm rocking it apparently. There's nobody else in the marketplace that's doing this. So if you want a leg up in your marketplace, make sure that you can put together a listing presentation on a tablet. It doesn't have to be an iPad, but on a tablet, so that you can efficiently and quickly walk through and don't read the bullet points, but use the bullet points as talking points between you and the client. And then the laptop. The laptop is for everything else that the iPad and the iPhone can't do, and that's greater content creation. Maybe it's video or tweaking of photos on a granular level. Those are the three key pieces that I utilize, and I'm sliding more and more off of the laptop and into just the tablet and the iPhone right now.
Yeah, some interesting things you said there that I think are really important. Kind of overall trend in business period is the miniaturization and scaling down. You're now an office.
Pretty much.
Now, you work as part of an office, but they're support, not in the sense that you used to have to go there to conduct business.
Correct.
They're helping you finish your business, and you can do everything while you're going. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. And then with the social media and everything else. All right, so just a real general question here at the end.
Sure.
What advice do you have for a young, new, or tired of being poor realtor, real estate agent, or in the names of, I'll keep that to myself. Anyway, I don't want to insult them yet. What are some things they can do, right now and start?
Sure.
And then when you're done, go ahead and get your contact information so they can annoy you. And
I appreciate that.
I mean, you can educate them some more, and we can pull some more over from the dark side to the light side.
So, quickly, if you're brand new or tired of where you're at right now, or just simply looking for a change in business, I gotta say, it's called getting out there. I think for myself, one of the fears that I had was just flat out fear. It was fear of getting in front of people and being rejected. I think that's kind of goofy. I still have that fear myself, but I don't care anymore, I think is what it comes down to. So if you're in that position where you're just flat tired of being broke or just barely making ends meet, the fear of rejection is something that you definitely need to get over almost instantly. And the only way to do that is to throw yourself out there. This is where I think social media helps out a lot, actually. Technically, I'm an introvert. I am an only child. I shouldn't have this much personality. I shouldn't get along with people. I should be stuck up in a home and reading and doing all that fun stuff. And yet, I've forced myself to get in front of people, to get involved in their lives, to address their questions, to address their concerns. I ultimately am a problem solver. Yes, I help people buy buy and sell real estate, but I problem solve for them the process of buying and selling a home. And for me as an introvert, a recovered introvert, let's put it, utilizing social media allows me to put my thoughts and my personality out there for people to look at, see. Jeremy made the comment that he kind of knew me before he actually met me. It's because of that involvement in social media that Jeremy was able to go, I know exactly who this guy is. Let's see what he's like when we meet in real life. And that's the key as well with social media and real life. You can't be two different people. If you're two different people, consumers and everybody else is going to know it. You're going to be written off immediately. So, first steps. Get out from behind the monitor. But don't be afraid when you're out from behind the monitor to use that smartphone to interact on Facebook. Maybe you can find people who are nearby you at the networking event that you might be at. You're going to RDI. This is great. You've got a room full of people who are already involved and making deals happen in the real estate industry in Southeast Michigan. Don't piss them off by pushing you or your listings. I'm telling you that right now. If there's one thing you have to stop doing, it's that. If there's something that you should do, you should be asking them questions. You should be asking these investors questions about what it is that they're looking for. Where are they looking? In fact, one of the best questions I've ever had used to talk with investors that I wanted to work with was, how can I assist you? What kind of value can I add to your process? Whatever your business process is. Is it a buy and fix and flip? Is it a buy and hold and rent? Tailor your question, but ask the investor, what kind of value can I bring to you? Because that's, at the end of the day, what the real estate consumer is more concerned about. Not the fact that you got a $500,000 listing or that you just closed a $25,000 sale. Nobody cares. You do. Your banker does. That's great. And if your banker and your spouse are smiling, that's good. But don't tout that. Make sure that you're addressing the needs and the concerns of the consumer that's sitting across the table from you. My name is Todd Waller. It's real simple real estate. I'm with Prudential Snyder and Company out in Ann Arbor, and my cell phone number is 734-564-7465. I can be found on Twitter at Todd Waller, all one word. And if you search Facebook for Todd Waller, you'll find me there as well, or even Todd Waller Real Estate, you'll find that as well. Google Plus, Todd Waller. In fact, just Google Todd Waller and real estate.
Just Google Todd Waller. Yeah, the way you do technology, they can't miss you.
No.
I've done it just for fun. You got to go a couple pages. So.
Yeah, actually, there's an otolaryngologist.
That's how you know you're winning.
Exactly.
There's no other Todd Waller as far as Google's concerned anymore. In fact, if you're Todd Waller, change your name or quit. You're too far behind. All right, Todd. I really appreciate it, and if you're listening in, he's a really cool guy. If you have some questions, don't waste his time, but he's certainly willing to help.
Definitely.
So, all right, thanks, Todd.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah.